Ladies and gentlemen, this is David G. Rizzo from Team Tag and Drag, and we are here with a short self-filming series brought to you by 4th Arrow. Now, given that it's the springtime, turkey seasons are firing up all throughout the country, and we are going to be talking about self-filming a turkey hunt. Now, self-filming is not easy in general, but it's especially hard to successfully film a turkey hunt by yourself. So today we're going to get in the woods with Dino. We're going to talk about a few things about how to set up to keep the turkeys in front of you, about how to camo up your equipment so that it minimizes the turkey's ability to see you and your equipment. And most importantly, we're going to be talking to you about some of the products from 4th Arrow that give us a better opportunity to self-film, such as the Rex arm, some of the second angle mounts, and a couple of products that allow us to actually run and gun and self-film.
All right, so I'm sitting down right now. This is a general, typical setup for what Dave and I use for self-filming a turkey hunt. Obviously, variables and landscape, time of day change some things, but this is a basic setup that we use. We have our main camera set up on a tripod with a Rex arm to get the actual hunt, to get the birds on film. We have our second angle over the shoulder and in front of us. As we know how crazy turkey hunts can get, especially when you're self-filming, one of the reasons why we put one over the shoulder, if you can get it there, is because it's kind of a backup for capturing the hunt and the shot. In case something were to go wrong and you can't get the shot with your main camera, you at least got a backup second angle to capture the hunt. This is how I always like to have the tripod set up while doing a self-film turkey hunt. I spread the legs out, it gets the camera low to the ground, low profile, and I actually always put one of the legs of the tripod between mine. It just keeps the camera as close to me as possible. One of the biggest and best tools you can have for self-filming a turkey hunt or a deer hunt off of a tripod is having a Rex arm from 4th Arrow. The mobility that it creates while minimizing my movement is crucial to successfully filming your hunt. The camera and tripod have to be on your right side, off your right arm. The viewfinder is on the left side of the camera, so it allows you to be able to see everything you're filming, and all the settings are on the left side of the camera. So if you have to adjust something while the hunt is happening, it's right there in arm's reach. This also allows you to have your gun in your left hand, so if you're a right-handed shooter, you got your gun on your stock and you're ready to go. That way you can control your weapon with your left hand, and as soon as you need to make a shot, you can quickly do so. The other thing that's crucial is having the handle from your fluid head pointing down like I do right here. If it's up high, you have to lift your hand up high, so it just minimizes more movement with your hands. Turkeys will see absolutely anything, so if you can just sneak your hand over and have your handle low enough to where you don't have to raise your hands up and down, it creates that much less movement for the turkeys to be able to see you. Self-filming turkey hunts is extremely difficult, especially when you're not in a ground blind. With this setup, we have the area scouted out already, so we generally know where the birds like to funnel into, and that's all in front of me. If you're self-filming a turkey hunt, you want to be able to have almost certainty that the birds are going to be in front of you. Once the birds get behind you, with how much movement you have to create, getting the shot on film is almost impossible. You just want to be set up so that your plan is for the birds to be out in front of you during your hunt. For example, we're hunting in the hardwoods here. We know the birds roost out in front of us. Now, as much as possible, you want to be able to find either a big tree or a blown down tree or some sort of structure that you could get your back up against to minimize any silhouetting or movement. Usually if we're self-filming, even if we find a tree, we like to be able to find branches or something to kind of set around us, just to camo us in as much as possible. Now, this isn't a factor as much before sunrise, but if you're hunting mid-morning, you have to be in the shadows. I can't stress it enough. If you're in the sunlight at all, you're gonna get picked off. It almost doesn't even matter if you move or not. It is so important to be in the shadows because the turkeys can pick out the structure, they can pick out reflections in camera, anything shining. If you're in the sunlight, it is very, very difficult to successfully film a turkey hunt. Another really important factor when self-filming a turkey hunt, especially when the sun is out and it's bright, is covering up your equipment. This tripod isn't currently wrapped, but normally we take athletic wrap, not normally tape, sometimes tape is shiny, but an athletic camo wrap, and we'll wrap all the legs of the camera just to cover up all the black. You can see in the sunlight how shiny this is right now. Anything that's black, shiny like this, that's not natural, that you can cover up with some sort of camo, gives you that much more chance of the turkey not seeing you. Okay, so this is one other huge tool that we always carry in our bag while we're turkey hunting, especially self-filming, the 4th Arrow Monopod. As we know, a lot of times birds get hung up, or they're not interested in your call, they're going the other way, they're with hens. Whatever the case is, this is a huge tool if you want to get up and be mobile, run and gun. If you don't want to lug around your big tripod and the Rex arm and everything attached to it, flip your camera off the tripod real quick, screw it right onto the top of this monopod. This thing is light as a feather. You can put it in your pack, and you will have no idea it's even there. But it's got a pretty heavy duty spike on the end of it to drive into the ground. You can step on it with a little stepper tool right here, and you can run and gun, carry your camera, carry your gun, pick up your other 2 second angle cameras real easily, and you can get to another spot, whether it's 100 yards away, 200 yards away, and sit down and be set up very quickly. A lot of times, if the birds get hung up, Dave and I like to play a little Marco Polo, and if we can move without being seen, we like to move, even if it's 30 yards, 50 yards, 60 yards closer to the bird and start calling again, just to show a little movement from the hen. And it's actually worked several times for us on hunts, but that's where the monopod comes into a huge play, because we can be mobile that way, switch the camera out from the tripod and move all of our camera equipment without lugging too much through the woods. So it allows us to be very versatile and run and gun on the hunt. A mini monopod for your second angle. It's very nice because it collapses. You can put this in your pocket as well. Get to your spot that you want to get to, and a lot of times you don't have a lot of time, so you got to set up real quick, and these attachments allow you to be able to do that. So I set my little monopod up in front of me. This went into the ground quickly, and I can pick a spot behind me to get my second angle. You can obviously flip the 2. If I want this one higher up behind me, I'll put the monopod behind me, put the little tripod in front of me. If you have a smaller profile camera and fluid head, you can use it on here. It's fine. If you just put the camera on here, you can move it enough where you need to, and there's obviously 3 adjustments here on the bottom to lengthen or to adjust the height. So if you need to come up a little bit to get over a log, you can keep your movement down. It's just 1 clip, and it's locked in. Now it's up here. Still move the camera around. The point is to have the availability to be able to move that quick and still get your main camera up, 2 second angles, and still hunt. Being able to move and set up that quick is absolutely beautiful for run and gun mobile hunting. We would not be able to do it without these 3 products from 4th Arrow.
So we hope you guys enjoyed these little tips and tricks that we've learned through trial and error, and certainly the products from 4th Arrow have significantly helped us in being successful in self-filming our own turkey hunts. For more on these products, or to order some yourself, don't forget to go to 4tharrow.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on any of our social media platforms on 4th Arrow, or feel free to reach out to us personally as well at Team Tag and Brag on Instagram and Facebook. Happy hunting to everyone, and best of luck this year in the turkey woods.